Oi, fossil fans! MF Dino here. Got another one straight from Why the Creator's archives. Claims it's the fastest food delivery service in history. And I'm not arguing. So, long before the continents drifted apart, before the Great Basil Shortage, there was speed. In the Late Cretaceous takeout period, nothing on two legs could outrun a Velociraptor. And nothing on two claws could carry a pizza hotter, faster, or with fewer bite marks. These weren't wild hunters, mate. These were trained couriers, professionals, masters of the claw-to-door sprint, serving a world that had just discovered the joy of melted cheese on flatbread. Founded by Marco Talinetti in the 412th year before the extra anchovy comet, Prehistoric Express became the beating heart of dino dining. Guided by Rufus Clawborn's maps of the Pangea hub, Raptor riders tore across Oviraptor Pass, blazed down Comet Trail Parkway, and braved the swirling tides of Basilisk Bay. All for a fresh margarita magna. Rivals popped up, Meteor Express, Pangea Pizza Post, but none could match the Raptor Rapid Dispatch, led by Aurelio Swiftclaw. Legends like Luca the Lightning Talonstry set records that stand to this day, while Sabina Drameo delivered across an entire continent without losing a single topping. Then came the year of the extra anchovy comet, and with it, the greatest delivery boom in history, and the beginning of the end. The story of Raptor Pizza Delivery begins with one bloke, Marco Talinetti, a visionary, or just the first guy brave enough to strap a steaming hot pie to the back of a Predator. According to the records, scratched into the inside of a fossilized pizza box lid, Marco founded Prehistoric Express in a tiny workshop on the edge of the Pangea hub. Back then, deliveries meant long walks, cold crust, and the occasional theft by passing herbivores. Marco had a different idea. Use the fastest thing on two legs, and teach it not to eat the customer on arrival. The first route ran from the hub, across Oviraptor Pass, down into Basilisk Bay. 3 slices faster than any human runner could manage. His secret? Crust-insulated saddlebags to keep the heat in, and a clever trick called volcanic pre-baking. Leaving the pizza perched on the slopes of Volcano Oregano until the cheese just started to bubble. Word spread faster than a raptor on a downhill sprint. Soon, Marco's riders were a common sight. Claws kicking up dust, tail straight for balance, and that faint smell of mozzarella on the wind drop. It was the dawn of the Late Cretaceous takeout period, and business was about to explode. With Marco's idea proven, the Raptor delivery trade exploded. And at the heart of it all was the elite unit, the Raptor Rapid Dispatch, led by the unstoppable Aurelio Swiftclaw. These were no ordinary riders, mate. These were legends. Luca the Lightning Talonstry, who could cross the pepperoni plains in under 3 minutes flat. Sabina Drameo, first to deliver a margarita magna across 2 continents without losing a single topping. And Clarence One Claw Mancini, who kept working after the 5-minute ice age took 3 of his talons. The competition got fierce. Meteor Express promised delivery straight from the sky. Though sometimes the landing left the cheese elsewhere. Pangea Pizza Post was slower, but never once dropped a slice. Even Gondwana Grub Couriers made a name down south. Though, rumour has it, they pinched their dough starter from Jurassic Logistics. Then came the first great tests of the trade. The Basil Shortage, which had riders smuggling sprigs across borders. And the Crust Canyon standoff, when rival companies blocked the fastest route for a week. Customers waited, tempers flared, but in the end the Raptors of Prehistoric Express came out on top, with extra anchovies for everyone. It started with a streak of light across the night sky, the extra anchovy comet. a once-in-an-epoch visitor that did more than just put on a show. As it passed overhead, something changed. The air took on a salty tang. And suddenly, every creature from here to the Comet Trail Parkway had one thing on their mind: anchovies. Orders poured in faster than a raptor on a downhill run. Kitchens couldn't keep up, and the streets were a blur of claws, tails, and the smell of baked dough. Luca, the lightning Talonstri, smashed his own record, delivering a meteor meatball madness in under 2 minutes. Sabina Drameo completed 4 cross-continent runs in a single day. Profits soared, but so did the pressure. Riders worked through the night, dodging rival couriers, stampeding herbivores, and the occasional pterodactyl trying to nick a slice mid-flight. Warehouses emptied, and rumors spread that Marco Talonetti himself had gone without pizza for 3 days straight, just to keep the customers fed. It was the biggest boom the trade had ever seen, and it was about to tear it apart. The boom couldn't last. The comet's glow faded, and with it the anchovy fever. What remained was an exhausted fleet, empty storehouses, and competition circling like raptors. The land itself began to change. Shifting climates turned the pepperoni plains to dust, and floods cut off the routes through Basilisk Bay. Then came the winged couriers. Pterodactyl outfits promising delivery in half the time, if you didn't mind the cheese sliding to one side. Rivalries flared, and customers grew fickle. The Crust Canyon shortcut was abandoned. The Pangea hub fell silent. Even the Raptor Rapid Dispatch thinned out, as riders hung up their saddles for safer work, like hunting giant insects. In the final days, Marco Talonetti made one last run himself, delivering a plain margarita magna to a loyal customer on the edge of the map. Witnesses say he arrived just before sunset, the raptor's claws kicking up dust, the smell of cheese drifting behind him. He handed over the box, nodded once, and rode off into history. Centuries later, the raptors are gone, but their legend still piping hot. Archaeologists like Helena Swiftstep have unearthed fossilized pizza boxes in the Mozzarella Marsh, their lids stamped with the Prehistoric Express logo, remarkably well preserved, except for the bite marks. Culinary historians such as Professor Basil Leafington keep the old recipes alive, carefully balancing cheese, crust, and sauce, just as Marco intended. And every so often, someone claims to hear it. The faint thunder of claws on the old Comet Trail Parkway, a rush of wind, and the smell of anchovies. Maybe it's just a story, or maybe the fastest food delivery in history never truly stopped. At least, that's what Why the Creator's notes say. If you want more dino-sized tall tales, hit that subscribe. We've got plenty more fossils to dust off. Stay sharp, stay scaly, and stay tuned. MF Dino out.